Ah, good morning. I was just on my way to find you, actually. I wanted to once again say thank you. Well, you stayed with me the entire night, and I was in a worse-for-wear state, to say the least. These clothes, yes. They're a little on the baggy side, but they fit quite nicely. I appreciate that. You've done more for me than any person has in a long time, and I am eternally thankful for that. Yes, thank you, I am indeed feeling better. After the ordeal is complete, it is quite vigorating. Just a little fatigue, a little exhaustion, but nothing that I can't handle, you know? Yes, that is indeed the question. What now? Well, first, I would I'd like to get some breakfast. That's all the same to you. Would you care to join me? Is there a bakery in the village? No, actually, I haven't actually been in the village. I decided to come out to the outskirts of society on account of, well, there being fewer people around that I could injure. I tried to stay up into the mountains, but, well, it seems that when I am fully transformed, well, the predator instincts tend to bring me towards the prey, and the nearest prey in abundance was, of course. I am so sorry if I affected any of your trade, as it were. It's a livelihood for you, I know, but I struggle to help it. Do I remember any of it? That's a good question. As time's gone on, I remember bits. I have certain fleeting glances. It's an unusual experience, I have to say, for the eye of a hound is very different to that of a human being. How so? Well, they don't see like we do. We see in all this myriad of colors, but they only see in, well, like blues and yellows. It's hard to really explain. But I suppose the full spectrum of the rainbow is not available to the eyes of a hound. And that's how I see. The vision is sharper. It's more intense, but it's unusual because, how to explain? It's like all of your senses blur into one. You know how when you're eating a meal, the flavor is part the initial smell of the food, and then the first bite, the taste of it, the texture as well as the flavor itself, the smell, it all blurs into one to create that wonderful experience in your mouth. Well, it's kind of the same when I am the beast, for lack of a better term. The smells blur into the vision. As much as I know that I see in this yellow and blue, I know that there is fragrances that I hunt down. It's not quite a visual thing, but it does feel like one and the same. You understand? Yes, it's hard to really imagine, but well, I suppose there's no way I can really accurately describe it. It is unusual, to say the least, but it does quite, well, it does quite feel natural, for lack of a better term. There is no intellect, there is only instinct. But I do remember some of it, as it were. When will I next transform? That is ever the question that I pose to myself. I feel there will probably be maybe one more this month. Another night of it tonight, and then the ebbs of the moon will turn away from us. As the moon faces away from the earth, so do my transformations give me a momentary peace. Yes, when there is no moon in the sky, I have no worries. I get approximately a week of peace, and then I must consider what to do with myself again. That is a good question. I have been living in this woodland for a significant period of time now. What can I say? I feel safer without so many people around. For as much as I am one for a hearty steak, some delightful meat, I must say it is not a hint on that of human. You would be surprised, wouldn't you? After all, humans are significantly less gamey than that of the livestock beast. But perhaps it is the nature of the curse that we crave them. Certainly something to feel sick about afterwards, I tell you that for nothing. Have I ever eaten a human? Not that I remember. But as time's gone on, the urge to resist is harder and harder, which is the reason why I escaped out here. Sometimes I feel it would be better if I was locked up, like I used to be. Yes, the clergy. They saw me as devil spawn. Understandably, perhaps even I am, but they locked me up. And to be honest with you, I initially was perfectly okay with the idea. After all, if I was locked up, I could not be of harm to anybody. However, the clergy is not one unit. As with the courts of man, there are different sects, different collections of people that vie for power, and each has a different end goal. Well, one such sect decided that it was not good to try and save my soul, that my soul had already been given over to the devil, and they sought to destroy me, understandably so. One was a compassionate one, had the idea of saving me before the devil could take me, before I became full beast, as I believe that is, eventually, the fate that I have to look forward to. And then there was the righteous order. I dare not even speak its name. They saw me as a tool, a weapon against the forces of darkness. Fight fire with fire, they would say. They sought to control the beast. How? That is a good question. They sought to control me through the same means that you would control any animal. Break me. Break my will. Train me as you would a dog. But just as a wild wolf cannot be tamed in the same way a dog can, nor can the creature that I become. I broke free. And killed many people in the process. I did my best to pull back the urges to bite. After all, any that I bit, I knew would eventually have the same fate as I. Not only in just becoming a beast, but also in being held by that particular collection of men. After what they did to me, it is not something I would wish on any others. Yes, I remember enough of that. For the torments were not just when I was a beast. They told me that there would be a way that my mind could control that which I become. That I would need to remember first. So, the torments were in both forms. I believe that the theory was if I could remember them as a man, then I could remember them as a creature. And I suppose there was some truth in that. Yes. There is some moments of semi-consciousness when I am that thing. How to describe it? It is as if one has been woken sharply. You know that point where you are filled with energy from fear, or alert, or panic, but you are still groggy, for the sleep has not left your mind. That is probably the most accurate description I can give. It is an unusual thing. But in that half-awake state, I can stop the creature from doing certain things. I believe that is actually how you and your people here in the village came to know of my existence. I assume as much. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Little Hilda, is that her name? Yes. She was out lost. And, well, the beast found her. Tell me, was she injured? Oh. I am so thankful for that. For I hate to kill at the best of the times, but kill a child. That weighs heavy. That weighs heavy. In which case, my resisting worked. I managed to distract the instinct. And she was able to get away. Where did you find her? Of course. Of course. Yes. As much as the beast is powerful, climbing trees is not exactly its forte. Shall we walk into town? Ah, a bakery. Well, in which case I will happily indulge. However, I will say that I'm a little short on coinage. If you could perhaps loan me some. You are too kind. Or, it seems that the beast was left hungry last night, and I am thankful for it. As much as I appreciate a good hearty meal, I would prefer it cooked, no? Shall we? My name? Oh. Yes, I suppose you haven't received that yet. Well, call me Ricard. Yes. It's probably best you don't know too much about me. After all, you've only just met, and I would hate for what happens to me to affect you. Understand? So, Ricard it will have to be. Pray tell, what is the name of my valiant saviour? They who watch over me while I slumber. Oh, that is a beautiful name. I was not expecting that. No, I'm not saying that you are not beautiful. In fact, quite the opposite. You are a exquisite individual. However, it's not a name that I expected from some backwater village. Yes, I suppose first I insult you and then I insult your home. Please forgive me. I come from a very different place. Yes, I suppose you could tell I was a city boy. Yes, the dialect and accent probably give it away, no? Yes, I thought so. Well, maybe that is a story I can tell you some other time. Truly, though. Thank you for all you have done for me. I know it may not seem a lot to stay quiet, but it has been a long time since I've had anyone to speak to, anyone to talk with. Save the wild beasts of the forest, no? Yes. Well, first things first. Breakfast. Then, perhaps you can show me around this village of yours. I would like, if possible, to make myself useful. Pay back some of what I owe you, no? And perhaps even, afford my own breakfast in future, eh? Yes. Yes, that was my stomach. Seems I'm a lot hungrier than I thought. Well, shall we? This was part 2 of Under the Moonlight. Read by Eric Vo.